This is the 5th video in a series where I cover every single turret spot, every single lineup on every single Killjoy map. No matter how useful or useless, all of these YouTube videos are condensed into this one video. This does take a long time, as you might have noticed, but this was for the totally new map Pearl, so there is less info than there is for the other maps, but there's still a decent amount. If you're getting bored of one part, or if you just want to see the lineups, which at the end of the video, then you can skip around using the chapters. There's also be a sign on the top left saying what part of the video that it's on. Anyway, this took a while, so I hope you enjoy the video. You know, like and subscribe if anything was useful. Without further ado, let's go. Throw the molly on this part of the tile here. They want it over in this corner over here. Put the turret back here. When they peek, the turret will see them. Make sure to put the alarm bot somewhere around here so it covers both of them. When the alarm bot goes off, detonate both the mollies, the turret will be hitting up. This does a lot of damage. Put the first molly over here. Place it down here. This molly's off this common spot, and they can barely see this one over here and still hits them. Pick the molly so it lands up here, and this molly's off default. You can also throw it down here. This also molly's off default, but it's easier to see than the other one. You can place the turret over here, then when it goes off, you swing. Place the molly over here, and place the molly on the ledge over here. It's kind of hard to hit. Throw it over here. When they peek, they have to completely swing right, and you'll also see them over here. You can also place a turret here and then shoot below it. Or place a turret over here and then play all the way back over here. Swing off of it. Place the alarm bot over here to kill them, or over here so you don't get flanked. When the alarm bot goes off, you pop the molly, and this covers the corner and default. You can also wallbang that wall when you hear the plant go off. Molly on the corner of this box. Right click it on this ledge over here. Place your turret up here. When the turret goes off, you can swing off of it. Play over here. When the alarm bot goes off, you pop both mollies and then swing, and it's a very easy kill. Just make sure no one's in main. Place your molly over here behind this wood. Alarm bot up here. You can barely see the molly, and when they run past, the alarm bot goes off, you hit. They can jump on top of the second crate and it won't hit them, but the first one it still will. Another step you can do is you can place the alarm bot and molly on this drop, so when they drop over here, they die. Turret over here. Place it in between the second and third tile, and the molly over here in the middle of this diamond thing. Place the alarm bot somewhere around here. When the turret goes off, you can pop this molly to completely stop the main push. When the alarm bot goes off, you can pop this molly. And the good thing about this molly is that even though there's a gap in the corner, the turret will be hitting them the whole time, and you can also just swing off and kill them. You can also just place your turret up here, alarm bot over here. Make sure to place the molly on this corner of the square thing here, and then place another molly over here. This setup is good for delaying because you can swing off and kill them immediately off of the turret contact from here or back here, or from the arch over here. And when the alarm bot goes off, you have 2 ways to stall. You can pop the first one, which will stall for a bit, and then you can pop this one, which will stall for a little bit longer. Right click so it lands on top of this ledge here. Place molly over here. Alarm bot somewhere around here. This is just a more fancy way to stop this push. It does reach the entire way, but if you want to do a safer version of it, you can aim at this part of the stair and this part of this thing here, and this covers pretty much the same thing. You can also right click on top of this window, or you can just put it below right here. It's basically the same thing. Put the molly back here. It doesn't matter if it's on the ledge or below. Both these mollies will still hit that corner. Place the alarm bot over here, and the turret back at this spot. The alarm bot goes off, just nukes this entire corner. So you can right click on this part of this thing, the molly over here. This covers pretty much the entire thing. The setup is a more split, not all in. It delays them going to this corner, it delays them going on the site. You can also place the alarm bot and molly over here if you just want to wallbang them through this. Place your molly over here, place the turret up here. Place the alarm bot somewhere around here, and you can right click on top of this thing and put a molly over here if you want. This delays the push. Put some molly over here, place one behind this barrel, place the alarm bot somewhere around here. When the alarm bot goes off, you want to pop both mollies. Completely stops this area from being used. You can also just throw this one and then play back here. For the site, you can place a turret over here, place the alarm bot over here. Right click so it ends up on this ledge. And then you want to play somewhere around here. When the alarm bot goes off, you want to pop this molly, which will stop them from immediately pushing you, and the turret will also stop them as well. It's a pretty good spot. Place the molly below this pipe thing that stops default. It's pretty hard to see. You can also place it over here, and this also stops the plant. You can also place it on this ledge, and it also stops the plant. Place it on alarm bot over here, the molly here, place the turret over here again, and just make sure that you stop the default plant somehow. Play from over here. Turret up here, alarm bot here. Make sure the molly is close to this, to the X here, and place the other molly somewhere on this corner. This one you can play from below or up here, and this is not a, once again, this is not a microwave setup, this is more of a stalling setup. You can also place it up here if you want to just be a completely defensive and not peek setup. For this version, you put the molly here, place the alarm bot so the line is going too far forward, molly in the spot that we did before, and this is a more defensive setup, but it does stall for a very long time. Place the molly at this pipe again, place the other molly is around here. Make sure that the alarm bot is barely going past both of them. Place a turret somewhere up around here. And you can stand here and wait for both the mollies to go off, because this is sort of microwave setup, and just swing and kill them. But they can wall bang it, so I'd recommend standing back here or somewhere else where you get this sight line. This molly over here, alarm bot over here, turret over here. Slight variation of all of the other setups. When you're attacking, you can place the turret here, because this covers pretty much all the spots you can get flanked at for A. And if you go to plant, the turret will still be up. This is the same thing for B. It stops you from getting flanked, and you can run all the way to the site and still plant. For holding like mid A on defense, you can place the turret here. It sees both of these spots. Place one molly over here. Make sure that this molly gets wedged below this sewer grate thing. Place the alarm bot so that it barely covers this place so they can't sneak by it. And you can play over here, but you have to crouch in order to get out, so it's not that good. You usually just want to play over here. If the alarm bot goes off, you hit the molly. And if the turret goes off, then you make sure you don't get rushed. This is a pretty good spot because both of these mollies will protect you, so it's not as dangerous as it looks. For a attack ult, you can ult here. You can still get peeked from these spots, so you want to make sure to smoke it. But other than that, it's a very good ult for just taking the site. For B, if you manage to get all the way up here, you can place it. They can ball bang it, so it's not too great, but it does clear out most of the site besides this little pocket area. If you can take mid, this ult is just basically better in every way because it clears out the entire site. There's no little pocket thing, and this usually doesn't get wall banged. Also, for defense, you can place your ult over here, and this clears out the entire site. Could still get swung from main, but as long as you have like a smoke or something, then it's good. The same thing with this thing over here. This does pretty much the same thing. Pretty much for every Killjoy ult, you're gonna need at least 2 smokes so you don't get like swung and killed on this map. There's a slightly different version. You can also do this if you're attacking. This one is a lot easier to use, but you have to get mid control, and you still need to smoke these 2 spots. Because to do it from over here, pretty much the same thing. You're gonna need, you can maybe get away with 1 smoke for this one. This is a good defense ult, clears out the entire site. If you're up here, then you can ult here. It's not wall bangable, and it clears out pretty much everything. You have some very good Killjoy ults on this map. Go with this sign. Make sure the alarm bot is being covered completely by this light, and this molly's off default perfectly. Go to this corner, line up at the corner of this thing, and then look down to about the middle area. Doesn't have to be super precise. Clear out this very common area that people like to play. Go over here, line up with this light, and so the turret is covering this light. The back is over here. Or so your crosshair is lined up with this part of this column thing. And this also its default. Back to this corner again. Aim so that the throw corner is right here into a jumping throw. Well, the S will make sure that the molly icon is barely touching this squiggly thingy, and this also molly's off default. Go over the corner of this box. Aim at this part of the squiggle thing. Throw. Go back to this drop area, make sure the turret is hitting the corner of this roof thing right here. This hits default from over here. Back at the same spot, aim slightly off at this part. This also hits this spot over here. Come over here, make sure that the ult is at this part of this hedge thing. This hits default. On B site, come over to this corner, so the alarm bot is on the eye of this thing here. Do a jumping throw. Come over to this corner this time, so the alarm bot and turret line is over here. Jumping throw. This one I line up with the turret being in the middle of the squiggle thing, or the ult being barely on top of this middle thing, or this HUD element being here. Down to third line, aim slightly above this part right here, and do a jumping throw. Go over this corner again, get at this part of the water. The alarm bot HUD thing is barely coming off of this part. Over this corner, the molly HUD thing is barely touching this part. It's a slow throw, but it'll eventually land here. Same spot. I want the turret back to be barely touching this. The throw diamond to be here. If you want to clear someone out of this angle, you do a running throw from here, and it gets rid of this rat spot. Because to go over here, make sure that the alarm bot line of turret line is here. Or so that the molly left thing is touching the left right here. Do a jumping throw. It clears this back spot right here. yeah, so that's everything that I could find. Now, I know this one took a bit longer, or not. I mean, this is supposed to be a weekly upload, but we're at a monthly at this point. A lot of stuff came up. I wasn't exactly able to play Valorant anymore, but now I'm back, and hopefully I will be able to do that some more. The next map is going to be whatever is below Pearl in the map rotation, or whatever I feel like, so if that sounds useful, if you want more videos like this, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss when the next map guide comes out. Because it is everything that you can reasonably find on the internet condensed into one video. So make sure to have yourself a damn good one. I'll see you next time. Bye, I guess.